Good morning again, Cleveland County. I'm Deborah Blanton, the host of Cleveland County Kitchen, and we're here this morning with Charles Camp, the owner of Quail Hollow Farms up near Kaiser. And we're going to be talking this morning and cooking later on Crowder peas. Correct? Correct. And the plants are beautiful. Where we are, there's like I kidded him. I said, well, you have enough Crowder peas here to feed all those folks in Houston, Texas, that had gone through the hurricane. So, and your comment was?
My comment was, I wish I were there to feed them. I would gladly give them to them.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Well, this is we're looking at a plant, and Charles, if I may, I'm just going to pick a leaf right here, or three, show you how beautiful these leaves are. And it really is a vine, is that correct?
It is.
And see, I didn't realize that the Crowder peas grow on a vine. And then, do you want to describe how these peas come up out of the plant?
Yes, when the peas come up, they come up just an individual shoot or two. And when they get about a foot high, the plant starts putting on what I call stems or shoots. And it comes up like this. Each plant in this area probably has about 10, and they'll yield usually 3 or 4 peas per stem. So what you want to do is have as many stems as you can,
right? Because
you have more peas.
Exactly. And it looks like they're what, like about 3 or 4 pods that come out.
And they first come out with a real pretty purple bloom, and the pea actually grows out of that bloom.
Okay.
It's a beautiful plant.
Okay. And how many peas would you say in one of these pods? 15, 20?
About 18.
18, 15 to 20.
Right.
There we go. And he has given me some to eat, and they taste like green peanuts, right? Now, of course, these would be, well, you buy a bunch of these, and you shell them,
right,
which is not difficult at all. And they look kind of, you know, they're almost like peanuts, kind of green. And eating them, they're delicious, raw.
They are good.
Delicious raw. And we'll learn here in a little bit the nutritional value of these. But look at all these things. So you would just put them in a pot and cook them.
Yes.
Well, we've got a chef coming up as well that will be cooking at least one dish with Crowder peas.
Right.
And they're beautiful. Now, I guess you can. What if you took these and dried these? Can you do that?
They do not do as well because it takes more water to hydrate them back.
Okay.
You want the pea when it cooks to be large like that and tender.
All right.
And if you're going to keep the seeds to grow, you would dry them.
All
but
right.
you really want to pick them when they're at their prime.
When they're green, absolutely.
Now, we cook them almost done and then put them in freezer bags and freeze them so that we have them all winter.
Oh, of
They're
course.
very good. We use the bean and the juice that cooks in the bean.
Yes.
We actually even season them. So on a cold night, it takes about 10 minutes to cook a pot of peas.
Okay. So you do that final boiling.
Yes.
And cook them up, and then to thaw them out and cook them at the same time.
Yes.
Whoa. Well, that's good. Well, we already have some cooking suggestions right now. And of course, Charles, in the big scheme of things, what else are you growing this year?
We have grown a lot of things this year, and it's been one of our best growing seasons. We've grown several varieties of squash and zucchini, cucumbers, cantaloupes, watermelons, corn, green beans, peas. We have coming in now winter butternut squash.
Yes.
And grew a lot of watermelons, different varieties of watermelons, and 2 varieties of cantaloupes, and probably 4 or 5 varieties of tomatoes.
Oh, my goodness.
We've had a great year.
Yes, yes. Well, and we were talking, the rain has come. And if it looks a little weedy out here, it is, and that's because you haven't had the dry enough soil to get in and plow.
That's right. We had 5 inches of rain one night. and it creates weeds.
But it also
It
creates wonderful vegetables.
peas, because
Yes.
it came right at the time that the peas were growing.
Oh, perfect. Well, and of course you all know that Charles and his wife and son are down at the farmer's market.
Right.
And they're probably down there right now, and you're out here working hard and picking.
I'm the grower.
You're the grower.
That's
yes,
right.
yes. And they sell them. But everything that you've mentioned, I'm sure you sell at the farmer's market.
We do.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Good.
And the farmer market has been excellent this year.
Oh, I am so glad to hear that.
Wonderful. And the traffic's great. People come there to buy.
Yes.
And they do. It's been great. It's been great for the customer, and it's been great for the farmer.
Oh, that's wonderful. Less carbon footprint, vegetables that are fresh, absolutely right out of the field. You can't get any better nutrition and quality and taste than coming to our farmers market. So I hope these programs instill in you a desire to go down and see what's down there.
It's great.
Oh, good. Well, Cleveland County, thank you for watching this segment of our show. Stay tuned. We'll be in the studio talking to Nancy Abasiekong about why we need to eat these.
Hurricane Harvey brought terrible destruction, but it also brought out the best in humanity.
As former presidents, we want to help our fellow Americans begin to recover.
Our friends in Texas, including Presidents Bush 41 and 43, are doing just that.
People are hurting down here, but as one Texan put it, we've got more love in Texas than water.
We love you, Texas.
Donate to oneamericaappeal.org. We are all in this together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Harrell, your host of For Your Information. I invite you to join us each month on C19 TV, where we will educate you with special guests from around the county on dogs, cats, horses, pigs, snakes, butterflies, you name it. Also, every episode we will bring you a rescue pet for the opportunity for you to adopt this pet. It could be a dog, it could be a cat. So join us each month for your information.
Well, welcome back, Cleveland County. Deborah Blanton, your host, and I'm with Nancy Abasiekong, and this morning I can read. She is with the Department of Youth, Family, and Community Sciences through the County Extension Agency. And remember, she's our resident expert on all the produce that we have on our show, Nancy. You've done it such a long time. But of course, we're talking about Crowder peas. And we had such a fun time at Charles Camp's farm. And so tell us what you know about the nutritional value, why we should eat these.
Okay. Well, Crowder peas are one of what's in a class of southern peas or cow peas. Worldwide, they're called cow peas.
That's C-O-W.
Okay. C-O-W-P-E-A-S, cow peas, and it is also, you may see it called southern peas, but there are over 50, and of course I researched this topic, but over 50 different names for this type of legume. These Crowder peas are a legume, but others in that class would be field peas. We might call them field peas, or black-eyed peas. And of course, our Crowder peas, which means that the peas themselves are crowded into the pod.
Of course.
And that was news to me.
Of course,
most interesting. you know, again, researching, but that is our familiar Crowder pea.
Yes, yes.
So.
Well, actually, I thought it was a colloquialism because there are a lot of Crowders, family name. It's a family name here in the county. But of course, that makes so much sense. And all the peas that you named do look different. Like, aren't the field peas like the little small?
Right, a little bit maybe smaller and green. Now the Crowder pea is typically a brown, and when it cooks into a darker broth or pot liquor.
Right.
You'll have that brown type of pot liquor.
Whereas the black-eyed peas, they wouldn't have as dark.
Right, and of course the pea itself, you know, is a light-colored pea, and it has that familiar black eye, or it could be other colors of the eye of the pea in that instance.
Well, the peas that Charles Camp cooked for us at his Quail Hollow Farms, they're that long. And of course, in that long a pod, I mean, I don't know what there were, 10 or, no, more than 10, probably 15 or 20 peas in there. So really one pod there's a lot of food in there, plus nutrition. What are we looking at for nutrition?
Peas are Crowder peas, and in this group, they are nutrient dense, and they can either be in the plant protein group, or a vegetable. So we might eat them as either.
Okay.
But a good source of iron, B vitamins, and different types of nutrients that help us with bone
growth and maintenance.
Right, strengthening and so forth. So a good source of protein, fiber, a good source of fiber.
Yes.
And just a good all around, fairly quick to cook. They can be cooked or eaten either fresh or dried. And of course, frozen. They're easy to freeze.
And yes.
And if you're going to freeze Crowder peas, we would blanch them for 2 minutes, and then that's putting them into rolling, boiling water for the 2 minutes, then take them out and put them immediately into your ice water.
Okay.
And then drain, and you're ready to freeze. So easy to do in that way. If you're going to just shell them and cook them like tonight or tomorrow, don't wash them before you put them in the refrigerator.
Oh,
just shell and put them in a plastic bag in the refrigerator 3 or 4 days, something like that. So plan to use them or go ahead and freeze them.
Okay. Well, and I'm curious, a lot of, like blueberries, you'll wash them and then put them out on a cookie sheet and freeze them that way, so then you can pick out individual ones. Would you make that suggestion for Crowder peas as well? When
yes.
For blanching and then...
Right, after you've drained, blanched, chilled, drained, then you can spread them out on a cookie sheet. This is called a tray method, where you would put them on a sheet tray, just put them in the freezer a few hours or overnight, and then take them off, put them into your freezer container or freezer bags, freezer weight freezer bag. And again, we recommend double bagging in order to prevent and get as much air out of the bag as you can to prevent freezer burn, so that when you're ready to use those peas, which will keep, if your freezer is at 0, then they will keep up to 12 months.
Okay.
So you want that to be a delicious, fresh type product, just like when you put it in, not freezer burned and so forth.
Well, that's wonderful. So we have a plethora of peas this time of year, and you can use them however you want. I'm sure you can eat them individually. I'm sure there are dishes that we could prepare. Will you have some recipes on the newsletter for?
We will. We will have a publication from the University of Florida that it's called Southern Peas on this publication. But of course it lists Crowder peas as one of the types of peas, and there is a medley where you can use Crowder peas in with some other peas
Oh,
in with just a side dish where you're cooking them as a side dish, or you could cook Crowder peas by themselves, and they cook in 30, 40 minutes, something like that, depending on how soft and how well cooked. You know, sometimes here some families like them a little more cooked than others, but they'd be done in 30 to 40 minutes.
Right. And that would give you time to cook up your hamburgers or your hot dogs.
Get the rest of your meal ready.
Warm up that casserole or whatever you want.
Exactly.
And all of these recipes and the newsletter you can find, and would you please give out the address so that people can access that?
Right, that is clevelandcountykitchen.org.
Okay.
And at that site, then you can select which topic you would like, whether you want to see just the chef's recipe or the filming of the farm visit, of the nutrition segment. All of those you can access easily.
All right, and I'm also curious, is there a backlog? You know, we do one of these things once a month, and is there an opportunity to look at all the previous shows?
Right, there is a complete listing, so you can just
yes.
click and you'll see which month the segment aired originally.
Okay.
And then again, you can select which type of information. If you want to just view it or read it online, that's fine. Or if you have the capability to print from your device,
of course.
Then feel free to do that as well.
Yes.
And we have some Cleveland County kitchen developed publications, and some are used from North Carolina and other cooperative extension services.
Well, yeah, I believe you mentioned Georgia this morning, so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be able to rely on and trust all of the information that is on the newsletters.
Right.
Well, thank you for watching Cleveland County. Stay tuned. We will be cooking up Crowder peas in our kitchen. So thanks for watching right now.
The arts are alive and well and thriving in Cleveland County. Many of your friends and neighbors are artists, potters, painters, musicians, glass workers, woodworkers. Hi, I'm Shara Miller. Each month on Artworks, I introduce you to these creative and talented folks who live and work right here in our region. And I'll bring you an artist's perspective on what they do, how they do it, and why it matters. Artwork each month right here on C19 TV or streaming at www.c19.tv.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back, Cleveland County. My name is Deborah Blanton. I host Cleveland County Kitchen. And I am here today with Kathy Noel, a noted chef in the Kings Mountain area. And you also have an article once a week on the Wednesday Shelby Star paper.
And the Gaston Gazette.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Your fame is spreading, Kathy. Well, today we are talking about Crowder peas. And we all know now that the name of Crowder peas comes from not the Crowder family here in Cleveland County, but the fact that the Crowder peas themselves are crammed into a little bitty area. Who knew that? I think it's a wonderful description.
And where did we get these peas from?
Charles Camp up at Quail Hollow Farms up there in the Kaiser area.
They are delicious peas. I love Crowder peas. Crowder peas is also just also known as a southern pea, right?
Yes, it is. That's correct.
And it's in the same category as field peas and black-eyed peas and lady peas. And anyway, peas, and what I love about Crowder peas is their rich broth that they produce once they're cooked.
Did you not call it the pot liquor?
It is.
There we go.
Just like,
There
yeah,
we
it
go.
is. It's definitely
We could probably add a little wine to that too.
Yes,
now that I'm
ma'am.
thinking about it.
Yes, we could.
We'll remember
indeed.
that for the next time.
But anyway, and then the other thing, of course, I love about it is just shelling peas in general because it takes me back to being on the farm with my grandparents.
Oh,
so.
sure, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate.
No, I love that. But
yes.
Anyway, these are some fresh Crowder peas that we've got, and also I had some that I froze too as well. But anyway, these are
We
ready.
all know how to freeze,
Yes.
listening to Nancy.
Yes. Anyway, these are ready to go. And what I've created here today is I just call it Crowder pea soup because it is such a delicious pot liquor that you can eat. So it makes a great soup. Or this can also be served just with the peas and some slaw, cold slaw, and a cake of cornbread.
Oh, would that
We make a wonderful.
Oh, yes.
But with these peas, and if you want to do a meatless menu or for like meatless Monday, just don't add in the ham. And what I'm using in this particular recipe is just plain, this is just regular, just lean, pre-cooked ham. And you could use a combination of, you could use ham hocks, you could use bacon.
Oh, like the whole piece, the chunk.
Yes, and let it stew in there and then just take the meat off at the end of cooking, and let it, and then add it back in.
Right.
Bacon would be good to flavor as well. A lot of people use salt pork.
Yes.
You could use salt pork. Or you can just just cook it in just some regular, just plain olive oil too.
Oh,
if you don't want,
of course. If you don't want, if you want it to be meatless.
Right, and if you wanted it to be, healthy, but anyway, but a little,
Right.
what I say, everything's good in moderation.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes. So what we're going to do to start this, and it's a very simple recipe, is I do have some olive oil in my pot already getting hot.
Okay.
And to start, you have to build flavors, as they say. And
I've never heard that expression.
Yeah, so we're going to start building our flavors, and we're going to start with just, this is one onion cut up.
Okay.
So let me crank this up a little bit. So we're going to get those and let them start sweating, as they say. And
do they become clear?
yes, they'll become translucent, as they say. So once you get your onions started, you're going to add in about 2 cloves of garlic, and more if you like garlic, or or a little less if you don't like it as much. So we're going to get that, and once you start to smell that garlic, you're ready. It's ready because you don't want to burn garlic. Don't ever burn garlic, or it'll ruin your entire dish.
Oh, that's a good suggestion.
It'll turn your whole dish bitter. So once that starts sweating out, and you can already smell it. And this, in this I have, this is just 2 cups.
Okay.
About approximately 2 cups, more or less, depending on what you like.
Well, and probably depending on how many peas you're cooking up as well.
What I've got here is probably about it's a quart of peas. That's about 4 cups.
4 cups of peas. Okay, Crowder peas.
And this would work, like I said, with any other fresh pea, because if they are dried, of course, they're going to take a lot longer to cook, and you do have to soak them overnight.
Oh, certainly, yes.
Yeah, so if they are dried. But once this gets going, and you want to get some color on your ham. You want to get a little caramelization on the bottom of the pot, and that's what's going to help build your flavor as well. And that's called your fond. That's what that's called. It's called fond.
F-O-N-D. Fond.
Yes.
Who knew that?
Yeah, and what you do, and then once you do accumulate some fond on the bottom of your pot, what you're going to do is you'll deglaze it. That's where you can throw in some wine if you like.
Okay.
You could throw in some chicken broth, whatever type of broth you like.
Or veggie
or
broth.
vegetable stock or broth. Yes, ma'am, you can do that. And then that's where but today I'm just using water.
Okay.
Yeah, just some water. And this is about 4 to 5 cups of water is what I'm adding in here.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, thank you.
Here we go,
And you pour that right in. You see, that's where you'll start scraping up the little bits and pieces of your
Yes.
fond on the bottom of your pot once it
Fond, F-O-N-D.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
And then what you want to do is, once this comes back up to a boil, you're going to throw in your peas.
Okay.
And here are the peas. Aren't they pretty? They're
they're
so
beautiful. Oh,
I love the
yes.
shape of them.
And really, they have such a nice feel to them, almost velvety-like.
Yes, and also they're almost meaty. I would almost call them meaty because it is such a good source of protein. There you go. And like I said, once these go into the pot, bring it back up to a boil and let it simmer. Once it comes up to a boil, cover the pot and cut your heat down to a simmer and let it simmer for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then it'll be ready.
Okay.
And as with the magic of TV,
and the astuteness of our chef, she already has.
We have one prepared for you.
Yes, of course.
So
we love the before and after.
yes, ma'am. And see what a beautiful broth it has. I love that broth. It's so just wonderful.
Now, I'm also curious, when do we add our salt and pepper?
That is up to your, I should have added it at first, which I didn't do. But you can season it now, and I just put according to taste, whatever you like.
And is that kosher salt?
Yes, I always use kosher salt.
Another helpful hint. Oh,
and then
look
my
at that.
pepper.
That's almost like a wine opener that all you do is push a button and it goes down, pulls the cork out.
I love this.
Who knew?
But what I love about it is one-handed. So if you can,
I have never, no chef on our program has ever used that.
I love it. I love
the first.
Love it. But then once you get your, you just season it to taste, whatever you like.
Well, but I guess my other question is, when do you add seasonings?
I should have done it, and I forgot.
At the beginning,
at the time
at the very beginning?
I do it right with my onions.
With your onions?
Well, usually.
Yes, at the very beginning.
Because that'll kind of, it'll start to season then. And see, the longer you cook something, the more salty it'll become.
Because
so
the liquid evaporates.
Right, and you have to be careful when you do season, but taste as you go. That's the,
Do this
the best
one
way.
more time. Oh my God, it's fabulous. Is that not wonderful?
I love it.
Look at that.
I almost panic when I think I'm going to run out of batteries too.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But anyway,
sakes.
Once you serve it up, like I said, you just put it in a bowl, and I like to serve it with the pot liquor and all, the soup.
Oh, sure.
As a soup.
Well, yes.
But the best thing I liked about it is the garnishes. You have to garnish soup.
Oh, and we've got some lovely ones here.
Yeah, this is just a Roma tomato that I've chopped up.
Oh, of course.
And I just take a little bit of the Roma tomato and put it on top for, and you can add herbs if you like, any fresh herbs would be good on this as well. And a little bit of chopped green onion.
Oh, yes.
Just to give it a little more flavor.
Now, would chives work?
Chives would be
Well,
wonderful
the
in
reason
this.
I mentioned that, you have so many chives growing around your back door.
I love my chives, and I love it when they bloom. Yeah, and the blooms, the chive blooms make a wonderful addition to your salads too.
And that can be actually a meal. You have your veggies. Well, you have all your veggies.
Yes.
And meat if you want.
It's got the ham in it. So anyway, so it's good to
Well,
go.
wonderful. Well, again, Kathy, you're just a miracle in the kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will be getting the recipe out on the Cleveland County Kitchen's link.
Yes.
And so I hope you were taking good notes, though, and especially about this. And what's the word? F-O-N-D.
Fond.
Fond. That's what's in the bottom of your pot.
Caramelization. It's
Oh,
caramelization.
wonderful. Well, enjoy, folks. I hope you work this up into your meal plan. And we'll see you next month.